What is going on, guys? It's Adam, aka Marf, and this is Marfoogle News, the only live call-in show somewhere. Tonight, I just want to remind you, nothing in this show should be considered legal, medical, or financial advice. The views of the callers can differ considerably and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of myself, Dex, or anyone else. You should always do your own research and consult with professionals. The internet is full of fake news, so please take everything with a grain of salt. With that out of the way, I just want to remind you guys, the best way to get here right on time is the Twitter notifications or our official notifications that we send out via push notifications. We are also, of course, we have to send out many different types of notifications because YouTube and other platforms are really, really not good about sending them. But on top of that, a lot of creators such as myself experience issues that not everybody does. Say if you were say a camera reviewer, for some reason it seems like we have a lot more issues going live. It's just really weird. So getting that out of the way, remember you can follow along. All of the stories that we have here today are backed up on our website. You can actually go and follow along. You can see the plan to save the planet. Tonight we're going to be talking about, 1, the real plan to actually save us from asteroids. 2, we're going to be talking about the huge flashes in New York. And if you have not seen that, it is unbelievable. And it's exactly what I'm talking about. Now we have Japan, we have Ontario, we have New York, we have, before that we had Europe, we had all of this, all in the last 5 days. We even have newscasters saying, man, this has happened a lot lately. A lot of stuff is coming into our atmosphere, and I'm telling you, I've been telling you for a long time that there's something up, and I am very close to being able to have somebody on that will, without a shadow of a doubt, change your mind about this. Again, if you are somebody who is sitting on the sidelines saying that, oh, it doesn't matter. Look at what we're all paying attention to, and then look at what they're actually doing. Look at what the millions of dollars they're spending, billions of dollars spending, getting into space, getting a backup plan, another planet going. I mean, this is real stuff. People are, we've lived so long, we've come so fast. We've basically evolved technologically so fast that people are still stuck thinking this isn't going to happen. There's a lot of stuff going on right now. So remember, sign up for the alerts, marfooglenews.com. You can follow along. All of the stories are sourced tonight. You can follow along on a second device. In fact, when you go to the website, you'll see every single tweet, every single video, every single article right here to follow along with. There's a lot of crazy tweets, including this one. We're going to go over this video here in a second. Absolutely amazing. Just insane. This is bright daylight. Midday at noon, it flashed and just went bright white. You would think that this was a nuke. This looks like a scene out of Terminator. This was New York earlier. So we'll go over that here in a minute. We're going to go over the space stuff first. I'm telling you, this is something that I have been saying for 3 years. We were told, again, that something was going to triple as far as we were going to see fires, we were going to see earthquakes, we were going to see meteors, all triple in the next couple years. And that the Earth and the planet, all of the countries were meeting about this in secret. Now, this is something that I believe by now is actually becoming public. This is something that they are actually putting on the Bilderberg groups, all these different meetings. The agendas are actually being, becoming public now. I told you guys about this 3 years ago. Now they're actually doing simulations. They're simulating New York being overrun. So I'll show you all that. First off, Dex, make sure you're here and we can do a sound check. What's going on, Dex, and how are you and how's your family today?
Hello, Adam. I'm here, and hello, Foogle fam. Hey, we're doing great.
Dex is my co-host, and he will be rocking the calls. If you want to call in, it's 224-400-MARF. Just remember to press option 4 when you get there. If you don't remember that number, it's down here, and that, again, is 224-400-6273. And then, of course, we highly recommend you to call in if you have any kind of crazy video, or if you got this on video or got a photo of it, send it in, and we'll play it here on the show. Right into it, space race for Moon and Mars may cause catastrophe. all of a sudden, a couple of years ago, everybody was going to Mars and everybody was going to the moon. Most of you guys are actually focused on the political stuff right now, and for good reason. And again, we're actually going to start a whole new thing for that. Right now is the most important time in your life, and I think that everybody really knows that at this point. It says the first race in space was a competition for national prestige and strategic advantage between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. NASA is now farming out missions to private corporations, and other nations, particularly China and India, have joined the chase. For several countries, the moon and Mars remain tantalizing targets, as are the scientific advancements that can be powered by space travel. It says at the latest meeting of the United Nations, UN, this is where we need to start paying attention. Anything that is UN related, you need to know about, because whether it's a poster of what they show you is happening and what they are actually doing is different, we still need to know. It says the United Nations Committee on the Peaceful Use of Outer Space, it says the countries noted with alarm that it is more necessary than ever to, quote, prevent outer space disputes and conserve outer space for peaceful purposes. The future of space may look like the recent launch to the International Space Station of NASA's SpaceX Crew X flight. It says U.S. and Japanese astronauts were on hand, replacing the Russian and U.S. crews already living on the ISS. The competitive, cooperative, and commercial essence of space was once again plain for us to see as the Falcon 9 rocket flew into space. So one point is now we have DOD just came out a few months ago and told us that Russia and China have now weaponized it. It is no longer a peaceful place, and they are going to say it for as long as they can. They're going to say, oh, it's peaceful. UN's going to meet about this. What's really happening up there is they're putting up lasers and all this kind of stuff. If somebody's yelling, oh, that's BS, show me where, go ahead and research it for yourself. We had, of course, just in the same time period as the big boom in Beirut, all of a sudden, just a couple days later, I believe, we had the DOD come out and say, yes, they have weaponized it, and yes, it is a huge threat. So what did they mean by that? Well, of course, then they also said that directed energy is also a real thing, and they said that this is stuff that is being used right now. So now there's a lot of things that were myths back then, even just 2 years ago, which are now fact. So again, all the stuff has changed right now, and if you're watching this and you didn't know about all this, we follow this stuff every single day. You can come here to follow and figure all of this stuff out. Another thing, use our website. Use all of our shows. You don't have to watch the whole shows. In fact, you can go back through all of our articles. We've collected anything and everything that's important and put it in every night's show. So really 5 websites that you need to visit, and you can see all the headlines and see what you actually need to see. That's, in a week, you could go right there and fix it all. This is incredible stuff right now. We are witnessing not only the world change with the event that's going on, we're not only witnessing people, basically everything that we do and everything that we are is changing right now. This is more important than ever. And now the companies are now basically holding back anything they don't like. And you guys know what I mean. If there's something that goes against what is happening right now, it is taken care of. People don't understand why we're not, doing or saying things. First of all, you can't even be, unless you have a press badge and you're allowed to sit in the White House, you basically can't get a seat at the table. Anything else is basically buried. So not only that, they don't just get rid of, they don't say, oh, here's your channel. They get rid of everything. They delete you. They delete your essence. They delete your being. And as much as people want to say something else, when that happens, who's actually there fighting for him? Who's on the corner saying, bring this back? Nobody. We have 25 friends that are proof of that. So there is so much happening all at once. This is going to be a very, very tough next year. This whole year, we're going to find out a whole lot more. And I think that a lot of you guys are going to start finding out about all of the stuff that, we've known for the last year. You guys need to get prepped. You need to get your stuff together. You need to have a backup plan. You need to have plans with family. You need to have all of that. And people have been telling you, too. You guys all know. You even have a family or friend. If you're new here and you don't really have that many people, we don't think you're crazy. We believe you. As far as what's going on in space, it's going to, it's just going to, just all of a sudden, we're going to go, whoa, where did this come from? All of this stuff is going on above our heads, and it is a conflict, at the very least, in my opinion. That, again, is my opinion. They're not going to put that on front page. Meteor triggers sonic boom and astonishing flash of light across multiple states of Ontario. Now, I'll just say this. I already know for a fact that this is, in my mind, it is a fact that they know and they have tracked all of these different objects. It's a fact that they say that they have said that they have tracked 95% of near-Earth objects. And by the way, if it is an impact one, do you think they're going to say, oh yeah, by the way, we also found this one in 2024 that's going to smack us right in the side of the head? No, they're not going to tell us that something is going to hit. They're going to say, oh, it might have a chance or a probability or this or that. This one they didn't even see coming. This was bright enough and big enough to light up an entire half country and another half country. People in New York had the same sonic boom that they did in Ontario, Canada. This was giant. And this is not just one. We've reported this every day for a week now. Every single day, a giant flash and visible. People have had cell phone cameras for 10 years. People have had cell phone cameras for near 20 years. And we have not caught this much stuff on tape. What does that say to you? That says that it's going up and up and up. What is actually going on? There's multiple roads here, and what if, and I'm just saying, I know something's going on. But what if they know certain things are going to hit and they're trying to deflect the bigger ones? They're coming up with plans. What if that is going to cause some of this? Why? Maybe that is part of the reason why things are changing right now. I don't know. But I do know that they know. Meteor triggers this sonic boom. It says a noontime boom that was heard and felt from southern Ontario to Virginia was likely caused by a disintegrating meteor. And no, I'm not reading last night's news or the nights before that or the night before that. This is a different one. And then, of course, just as I said yesterday, they came out, oh, the Gemini meteor showers here. It's like big boom, flash, everything else. Oh, don't worry, it's a meteor shower. That's why we're getting stuff coming in. If we've had these same meteor showers every single year and every single month, they've told us about a new one. When have you heard that there was meteor showers all year round? I didn't know that. I guess there is if you're on Jupiter in March and if you're on Mars in how many of these are visible? Well, apparently now a whole lot more. All I ask is you to be open-minded about what is going on. And so for those that, because I'm open-minded and I never close doors to certain things. So say if you do not believe in anything out there, that there's nothing out there, and maybe we're on a piece of paper, right? You get that? Then what do they have planned? If that's the case, then what is coming? Says by early Thursday, the organization has, and by the way, it's hard to talk to your friends and family about this. It's hard to say this because just like that woman last night or the night before that called in and said, I don't tell anybody this, but when I'm on the subway, I feel like they've got some sort of experiment, reading brainwaves. Now that does sound crazy in general if you don't realize what is technologically happening with the military and DARPA and all this other stuff. It sounds like that actually that's something they would sit around a table and do. Oh, let's use the New York subway. It's perfect. It's underground. It's this, it's that. Nobody has control. The public don't have control over it. They go in and sit in it. They sit in a pod for 45 minutes. Perfect place to do if that was true, right? Well, it's also hard to talk about this because people just don't believe you. They go, well, I can see the website with all of the objects and everything else. In fact, I probably have friends that think that same way. Friends on YouTube. But they would not tell us, and even if it did, even if it was found and put on that website, it would immediately get deleted or erased, and then they would get rid of it. Just like I believe certain agencies that record shaking things sometimes may have glitches, or NASA has glitches in cameras. Don't know. But it's starting to get apparent what I've told you, and now it's only going to get more. And when there's more and more and more, people are going to start going, oh my gosh, he was right. And I'm not trying to get a pat on the back. That's the last thing. I'm hopefully going to reach a few more people every time that this increases. This is way more. These are big flashes near cities, everything else. This should wake up people in New York. And if you did see this, then you would think you'd go, well, wow, this is a real possibility. It could come in and smack and just totally annihilate New York. Crazy enough, this same shot is the same angle, and it even looks like what it looked like in the movie Greenland. Absolutely crazy. So this is the video. This is during noon. This is daytime, and it was so bright, it made it just pure white. If you were outside, it was like a blinding. Think about the people that were witnessed this. They probably thought it was a nuke. If I saw this, I would be flipping. I would not. I would. In fact, if I saw a flash like this at noon, I would be thinking like, oh gosh, I would be finding a cement wall to hide behind. What do you guys think? I'm going to go over to the chat, and then we're going to get back into it. Gone Girl 777, Foogle fam, much love. Thank you, and thank you for all the people that don't think I'm crazy. I know that the Foogle fam has a lot of different views, and some of them might even contradict what I'm saying. But I think after night of saying the same thing since I started this, I have had so many of these things come true, and this is all from information mostly from people in the Foogle family and people that are now, we've verified who these people were. There's military all over the country that knows little pieces of this, and you guys know that. We had over 500 active and retired military. And of course, there's more big stuff than what they say in the news. We know this. How many things from even 5 years ago do they now have declassified and have come out to say? It's absolutely insane. So I just hope people eventually pay attention. Look at all the things happening. Look at the money. Look at the money trail. Inside the mission to stop killer asteroids from smashing into Earth. When Armageddon is upon us, we can't just call Bruce Willis. Meet the people who really do watch the skies and make detailed plans for our survival. It is just after midnight on the 29th of April, 2027. The island of Manhattan in New York has been entirely evacuated. The lights in Times Squares are off, the streets abandoned. An eerie silence hangs over the empty neighborhoods. Overhead, a ball of rock the size of a large building is speeding towards the ground at about 19 kilometers per hour. And by the way, that rock earlier, they actually said that thing was going 56,000 miles. I thought the average was 22,000, but that's pretty nuts. It says at 19 kilometers per second. In a little over a minute, if the calculations are right, it will explode in the sky over Central Park. The city has had 60 days to prepare. Museums have been emptied of exhibits, nearby nuclear power stations shut down, and fleets of buses requisitioned. It says inhabitants of America's most popular urban area need to be rehoused. The matter-of-fact briefing notes for the evacuation state, quote, people will be leaving permanently. There will be nothing remaining. This cat is insane. There will be nothing remaining. Now, people think this is a joke. FEMA has been doing drills all over the country, and the biggest one actually got some airtime. The biggest one was in New York, and the biggest one failed horribly. They looked at the potential for this, and they basically did a mock situation like this, and it failed horribly. They didn't evacuate people in time. Well, let me ask you this. This big flash, or the one yesterday, or the one before that, or the one in Japan, were any of these on our NEO radar? That's 4 in 1 week. How does that happen? How did we not know of any of these before they happened? If they're big enough to cause a giant flash like that and burn up and cause a sonic boom, shouldn't we know about them? Just saying. But what these guys do, they're literally talking about all of this stuff right now in all of the different agencies. It says, this is basically the worst case scenario, says Chodas. It all makes for a good movie plot line, of course, but they are realistic factors. It says, so this is, by the way, there's a look into this group and what they're doing, and right now, they're putting billions of dollars into this. And we're trying to terraform Mars. Elon Musk isn't just doing this for fun. And say if it's all a ruse and a fake, then what else is going to happen? And why would they set up for that? To maybe they have this happen, or maybe just, there's going to be nothing left to catch it on camera. So when the cameras look, there's not going to be any internet trolls going, oh, it was actually a missile, or it was actually this. It wasn't a meteor, because nothing will be left in the impact zones. Who knows? It could be nukes. But if there's nobody left to say what's up, hope you guys get what I'm saying. And people aren't gonna. They're not going to... The thing is there's so many things going on all at once. China's Chang'e 5 moon probe sends back samples, stunning images from the surface. Dex, can you cover this? I've got to take my visitor outside. And I'm probably going to have to put them upstairs. Adam. We're on images from the surface from Chang'e 5, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show them exactly something else that I'm about to talk about.
Okay, gotcha. So this is really crazy. So we sampling capsule and it's on its way back to Earth. So we had talked about the fact that it had everything but the kitchen sink. I think last time we had given you an update just yesterday, and it was going to.
It's all right, Dex.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, they couldn't for a second there. That's all right. We'll edit it out in the live show. Oh, that's right. We can't. It is a live show. Anything can happen. Sorry, you guys. In the background, the cat was tearing up everything and knocked over an entire thing. Somebody says you need a Marf kitty cat cam. This is for kitty treats, says Mad Gal Design Company. No, I love my cats. You guys know I am a cat person, but I was trying to focus and be serious because I do feel like it is at a serious point right now. And I believe in the next 3 months, you can quote me here, 12/3/2020 by March, that we will know a whole lot more than we do now. So with all the information out there, let me ask you this. Have you prepped and have you been real about it? I know you probably thought, oh yeah, I will get some stuff ready. But I mean, really. Because locations are something that nobody talks about the locations involved. But Jacob Israel and Israeli News Live and all these different folks, anybody that has, and Jacob Israel, he has actually worked with the president before he was president. He's worked with many people, religious leaders all over the world. You've got Stephen Banoon, who actually has a lot of really great connections as well. You've got several people in this circle, and they're all saying the same thing, and we're all getting it from these top-tier people, and it's like, what the hell? How do people not know about all this, and why do we look like the dummies saying it? We're the only ones online. Don't get it. And it's not getting us extra views. It's getting us reduced. I mean, look, our stuff goes down. Our stuff doesn't go live. Our thumbnail doesn't even show up on there. It's like, it's insane. With this Chang'e 5 lunar probe, as far as bringing back this stuff, why are they doing all this stuff? Why are they smashing into meteorites? China's doing the same thing. Japan's doing the same thing. Why are they all going out to these meteorites? If you're logical, you would think maybe scientists are looking at meteors and trying to find a substance that would destroy them or dissolve them or do something. Maybe they need to catch something midway. If you don't believe me, look at what the money is being spent on. And there's $21 trillion that we don't even know where it went. Those are all black projects that, nobody knows what actually happened with it. But I think that with everything going on right now, people aren't understanding. Like, this is bigger than we all know. Look at what is happening. The entire world is like on this pause, skip forward, rewind thing. We are here. We are at this time. Before 3 years ago, when they said, "Oh, something big is coming. Something big is coming," that something big is here. It's here right now. And now is not a time to be afraid or fearful of anything. We need to step up, and we need to just make sure that, ourselves and our families are protected from anything that may happen. And if nothing happens, that's great. But that's not what I believe. And for a long time, I was trying not to say it because, I don't want to be called a fearmonger. It's annoying. Oh, this is fear porn. It's not going to be fear porn very soon. Dex, you know the feeling. The people that we've talked to, how is this not talked about more?
No, I totally get it. I agree. And it's funny because we talk about a lot of things that people call that fear word. And, in reality, a lot of what we say is more about being prepared. And we can see it. And when you look back, all you have to do is look back and realize a lot of the stuff that we and our community, but even we talk about, comes true. And it's not that we're fortune tellers or anything like that. We're just talking about the things that you actually need to think about and be prepared about, and the things that we're seeing that aren't being reported. And it's kind of obvious.
Look at the pandemic. We said 13 months ago, before this started, in November, we saw all these people in hazmat suits moving stuff around. We saw the mapping out of cities, 100 police officers drilling in downtown. I labeled it and put it there for everybody to see. It's historical. 1 month straight. When we got that information, we talked about it, and we talked about it a lot. We said there's a pandemic, and we even said the WHO had put out this whole thing saying how the next what's going on right now, how it would affect everybody financially. And it said that all the other countries would be affected far more, and the U.S. countries and our allies wouldn't. And we looked at the map. You guys remember this. If you were there for those shows, then let everybody who's new know. We talked about it beforehand. We talked about 201. We talked about all of that on this show. And then look what happened. So now you've got a heads up. You can either, nobody's listening. Nobody's at your house. You can say, oh, he's full of this and that. But nobody's listening. You can type it in a thing. But I hope that in real life, you're actually like, hey, maybe we should pay attention to this. Maybe we should pay attention to why Sunspot and all these other places got shut down. Why is Arecibo like having something bad happen to it every day? They're like, screw it. We don't need any more of these things. Arecibo, did you see the video of that thing crashing down? Absolutely insane. If you guys want to protect yourself against a different kind of threat, an EMP, I would highly recommend that you guys go check out EMP Shield. Again, it is one of the best companies out there, and it is actually working for our country. DOD, DHS, and in fact now the DEMSO team, the official team protecting Texas Grid, has now employed EMP Shield. These are Keystone, military tested. This is how the big guys are protecting themselves. Civilians have access to this still. So I'd highly recommend getting into that. When they did get all of their crazy contracts, we didn't know if they were going to continue selling to civilians. But they are, and the owner says that he wants every single person in the United States and the world to have one of these. I think that the United States is more of a higher priority as far as because we know that we have a really bad grid, that this is something that you should have along with, to remember, have it on your generator, have it on your house. Because if the grid doesn't come back on, you'll need one. It does do all 3 phases of an EMP, so it protects you against everything, including a solar flare protection, so something that is natural as well. So that's marfooglenews.com/EMP, veteran-owned business, 100% American-made. All right, I'm going to go over to the chat. We'll get the first caller in. The number is 224-400-MARF. Then we're going to go into Jupiter and Saturn to align in the sky this month as the Christmas star. So... Oh, yeah, and first time in 800 years, we're going to see this bright object that we haven't seen in our lifetimes or even in our grandparents' lifetimes. Just wonder, how many, can you guys, like, I don't believe anything anymore. Not after, like, knowing the official narrative and then knowing the truth. Once you go there, you can't come back. And for the people that I think that I've lost over the time, I would just ask yourself, do you really trust your gut on what's going on right now? All right. EOD Vet says the Red Cross sampled blood drawn in early December 2019 for antibodies for this. Says some were positive throughout the nation. Rhonda J. I emailed Dex and Marf about a dream of a flash in the sky and people dying. The email was on 11/19/20. So that was just a month, not even a month ago. That was a week ago. That is creepy. Rhonda, so you're saying that that's in our email box right now, dated. This is what I'm talking about. We get stuff like that all the time, and I read a ton of your emails, and then I'm like, remember that other lady who said something before? Absolutely crazy. Survival Living says, fear porn. Yeah. Yeah, like I really want to get blindsided. Mad love and respect, Adam. We all appreciate everything you do, my friend. Well, you know, because you're a prepper, but honestly, people are against it. People think it's weird. It was actually an operation back in the days of JFK. It was an op to make anybody like us basically shunned. Anybody that asked questions, anybody that said the crazy ideas or narratives. And now it's turned into an insult. And I wonder where fear porn came from. Do you guys wonder where that came from? Don't know. Probably something like that. So thank you. Shamizzle Barton, thank you for subscribing. Which, by the way, a lot of people that it doesn't matter what way you swing at this point, a lot of people are starting to understand what the hell is going on. Wendy C, waking up. Wendy C, thank you so much for your support on the show today. Much love to all the Foogs. My husband and I texted you a pic of something in the sky today in Oregon. Stay safe, y'all. Kaylee Bear. Dex, I don't know if we can, but today there might have been a text to our show line, and apparently it was something in the sky in Oregon. I don't know if that's easy. Maybe we can put it on tomorrow's show. Joseph Newhouse. Never seen this kind of message before. Says a new video. Haha. Says, yo, I made a video with Holy Grail symbolism in League of Legends. Thanks for streaming. Joseph, I love that you are always creating. Seriously, thank you for always being a part of the Foogle fam and always creating. Back when you reported CV in December, This is Tucka Dika. Back when you reported this in December, my dad said I was nuts. Tonight, talking with him, watching your last show, he finally said you were right, and so is Marf. Open your eyes. Much love, fam. Because people think they're so used to people burning them. They're so used to YouTubers saying whatever for views. We don't get any more views no matter what we say. It's basically impossible at this point. There's a what do you call it? A faucet, and they've turned it down to nothing. In fact, they've got it on rewind. So pay attention, folks. Angie S., thank you so much. Last show. And all of you guys that are there. And then over Gone Girl, thank you. Occam's Razor, thank you. Truth needs to be revealed, and God bless those brave enough to speak it. Well, sometimes we're not. I mean, there's certain things we can't. And that's why we're building other platforms. That's why we appreciate your support. It's going to go... You guys will... I think you guys are going to be proud of all of us. So a lot of people are helping right now to do this, and I think it will make a huge difference because nobody will be able to take it. Who's Nacho Daddy? That's a good name. May God bless all Foogle fam. Well, funny name, but seriously awesome comment. Gone Girl 777. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being an amazing woman. Thank you for being awesome and believing in me when I have even been down. So thank you. And then Purge Time has just followed. Thank you and welcome to the Foogle fam. It's nice to have you, and I hope you stick around. All right, Dex, let's see here. Now, Vicky is on the caller. We have at least 2 lines open, so make sure to get in now. 224400 Marf. Update on previous call, donating plasma and question about smallpox, which, by the way, they bought millions and millions of Vs for smallpox when it's been eradicated since 1982 or something like that. Vicky, what's going on?
Well, hello. Good evening.
So, so you've been, so you've been donating plasma again, or?
Yeah, I went back over, and I have a lot of friends that need it, really, and so I donate. And I tried to take a picture of it for you, but, and you have to excuse my voice, I'm still recovering from COVID. It flashed back, too much flash, but I went and asked another employee again, how do I know if I'm being around anybody that just got a or, smallpox? And she goes, oh, just mark the one that says unsure. I'm like, really? Okay. I played goofy. And I couldn't believe her answer. Well, just mark the one that says unsure. I don't know if I'm sitting next to someone or know if I've been around anybody who's just had a smallpox vaccination, but like I said, it's been eliminated, supposedly.
So, well, okay. So, by the way, so they say it was eradicated.
Yeah.
It says an eradicated virus that used to be contagious, disfiguring, and often deadly. It says extremely rare. Fewer than 1,000 U.S. cases per year. I don't know how... Wait a second. That's kind of weird it says that now, because I don't think it said that a couple of years ago. It says fewer than 1,000 U.S. cases per year. Maybe that means 0. Maybe that's the classification. But let me just show everybody here. It says the W, H, and the O certified the global eradication of the disease in 1980. Now, check this out. I'm going to pull this up. It says U.S. government buying. And let's try to call it V. And basically, the entire 3-hour show can be ruined by one huge filter word. And we've already said 2. So if you can, please be careful. Just call it a V. That's all right. Okay, so... Watch this. This is crazy. For something that's eradicated, right before all of this went down, and what's funny is this was weeks before something else happened, and I showed you guys this. Look at this. July 22nd, 2020. And then check this out. And weirdly enough, they were working on all this stuff before. What in the hell is this? This is last year. Okay? Can you read that? It says the U.S. commits to buying millions of V doses. Why? That's unusual.
Mm-hmm. I know that I answer it twice a week.
Let me go back.
Sure, you know.
Well, for the plasma, you said last time there was something weird there because. Wait a second. Here, look at this. Let me go back. I need to go back to 2019. Look at this. Look at this. So it's eradicated, yet HHS purchased the smallpox to enhance biodefense preparedness, and with a target of $2 billion in procurement.
Yep.
And surge options for up to 2.8. Go ahead.
Having prior research, I thought it was a really strange question because I thought that, you know, it was everything you just said. It was gone, eradicated. But it kept bothering me, and every time I go over there, I'm like, you know, I want to know why this is on here, you know. But I can never get an answer. I mean, I don't know if they read a script or told what to say, but I can't get an answer. Like I said, there's too much flash on there, even without a flash from my phone, to be able to get the question on a photo for you. But that's what it says. Yeah.
Well, one thing I wonder is, what if they inserted a name where it was actually something else? So $2 billion for something, and they just write on the piece of paper that it's one thing, and it's actually, well, just say for something else. Because, I mean, they can do top secret stuff. It says that samples of the virus remain in 2 top security laboratories. Oh, this is right. So I don't know how long you've been watching, but do you remember just weeks within this announcement of them spending a target of $2.8 billion in the V's for this? One of the 2 laboratories, and this is going to trip out the new people that haven't followed this show, one of the 2 laboratories in the world that carried this, along with other viruses, which we forgot about this, and I think people shouldn't, exploded in Russia.
That's when I started. Actually, it's after that I called you, I think, because I'm thinking, you know, I was like, oh no. Yeah, I remember that real well. Actually, I was going to tell you, I've been listening to you since you talked to the security guard. Do you remember that night?
Oh, yeah. When I went to FEMA Region 10. And the security guard said that.
A little bit before that, I was listening to you, but I already had, you know, a schedule. I took everything down so I could listen to you from that point on, and I have been. I just don't say much, but yeah, I called before because I already knew that explosion. I do a lot of research, and I knew what it had covered and what it exploded. So then I'm seeing this over here at, you know, at the plasma center. I'm going like, maybe that's why. You know, maybe that's why.
Well, I think it's extremely obvious and it's just so weird that. And then before that, it was Timothy Cunningham from Cat Dog Cat. Just that whole thing was just incredibly like he might have known something.
I'm originally from Oregon. I'm going to cover a couple things. So I probably won't call it until next year again. And I was born and raised in Oregon, and I'll just be honest. There was always flashes in the sky. It seemed like I'm in my 60s, but there was always something. And I remember, like, when I was in, maybe in my first year of high school, maybe 8th grade, maybe. Our neighbor was the football coach, and some of us went to grade school in one town, but then we had to go to high school in a whole different town. It was that small. but that's Oregon. And, all of a sudden we got to the bridge, and it's only a 2-lane bridge, goes across the Moral River. And the people I grew up with, their golf course was right there. And we were going towards Molalla from where we were, and going to the golf course, really. And there was nobody moving. And my mom said, stay in the car. So, of course, I did. But I was watching out the window, and it got bright over that river, and with the water reflecting, it was so bright. And as this brightness came around the corner, because all the parents are standing out, out in the street. Everybody's watching, nobody's moving. But I could see that our neighbor was across the bridge. I could see his truck. And so then I wasn't scared anymore because I knew he was on the other side, and we were on one side. So, and this light literally moved up the river. But when it did, and it was almost blinding, I don't know who saw anything, but as it went over the bridge, water went over the bridge. And as it went past the bridge and on up and around the bend, water, just whooshed. And then this light, we couldn't see anything, couldn't even hardly see each other, and it was gone like that. But we've always, I think we used to go camping and we talk about stuff in the sky. I've watched the sky since I can remember. And things are changing. And like you said before, it really impressed me with, the hate monger thing. Well, think of it as being a reality monger instead, maybe. And that's what it's about. I mean, you're just putting the reality out there. It's not a hate thing. And people, they're saying, oh, you're a fear monger or whatever. I'm sorry, not hate, but fear monger. Then, think of it as being really a reality monger. People need to wake up. And I don't really think we need to be afraid, but we are so, we're just so used to living kind of like the fat life. And I think we need to tighten our belts a whole bunch and get back down to what it's really about. And maybe some of this is a wake-up call.
Vicky, I agree with you. And I appreciate your call tonight, and appreciate your story as well.
One thing about that, you wondered why all these those big telescopes and all that stuff, the one that just fell down?
Yes, the Arecibo.
While you were talking about this, I had this little flash in my head, but I'll tell you, I have a question for you. Could they be taking them down on purpose because maybe they're being hacked? And because they're being hacked, maybe they're being blocked, and that's maybe why we're not seeing what we should be seeing. Does that make sense?
It very well could be a possibility.
I don't know if you can hack something like that or not. I know they're big facilities, and I know they got to have computers.
Oh, no.
But what if other places were...
Vicky, they can be hacked. But Vicky, we did run out of time. Okay. We were a little bit into the news time, but thank you so much for calling, Vicky, and again,
I'll call next year.
Thank you for donating plasma too, and thank you for doing things for others, and I know you're very sweet on and off the show. So thank you so much, and you have a great night. Okay.
You too, and everybody take care. Thank you.
You as well. Let's see here. Hold on. Why is this not... let's see here. Okay. There we go. There is video of this thing collapsing, and that Arecibo thing is just absolutely crazy. So let's see if we can pop this up here. Look at this. This is nuts. This is giant. What the heck is going on with this thing? It doesn't make sense. It's one of the largest in the world, and it just collapses. I mean, all the things that have gone wrong with this. It's like somebody doesn't want us looking up there. And then because of CV, all of these things are closed. I mean, talk about what one thing looking like something and then just being completely the opposite. How many times is that going to happen this year? You know, it's a running joke that's like it's like overplayed. Like, it's 2020, so anything can happen. It's the worst year ever. But really deep down, people are freaking scared because this isn't like, oh, it's a bad hair day or I'm having a Monday. It's a worldwide pandemic. Like, this is the worst it's been in all of our lifetimes. Even if you're older and you know, drilled to get under your desk and all this other stuff. So I don't know. I think that this is the tip of the iceberg right now, and a lot of the majority of our prepper groups, they know this isn't going to get better unless a miracle happens. And what we talked about the other night, resources running out. This is a real thing. It's happening. Whether you like to believe it or not. Jupiter and Saturn to align in the sky this month as Christmas star. This is yet another crazy, weird space thing. It says the two largest planets in the solar system, Jupiter and Saturn, have fascinated astronomers for hundreds of years, but the two gas giants will do something next month not seen since the Middle Ages. They will look like a double planet. It says the rare occurrence will happen after sunset on December 21st, 2020. Does that just like, I don't know why that date just really sticks out. It says the start of the winter solstice. Like, really, how many signs do you need? Alignments between these two planets are rather rare, occurring once every 20 years or so, but this conjunction is exceptionally rare because of how close the planets will appear to one another. Says Rice University astronomer Patrick Hartigan said in a statement, you'd have to go all the way back just before dawn on March 1226 to see a closer alignment than this. So that's pretty crazy. And that's happening in, what was that, 18 days. So we'll see. I think that's going to look pretty crazy. And then we, of course, have the Army is training specialized companies of Green Berets to crack, quote, hard targets. It says a shift in mission for certain Special Forces units is part of a broader push to prepare for the higher-end fights with Russia and China. Isn't that funny? So what they're doing is they are mass producing or trying to get as many Green Beret or Special Force type soldiers as they can, because we're not going to be fighting a regular enemy anymore. There's very little place in the military right now for grunts, just grunts that run in there with a gun. It says as the U.S. Special Operations community as a whole works to better prepare itself for higher end conflicts. It says, against potential near-peer adversaries, the Army says it will train and equip company-sized units of Special Forces personnel, better known as Green Berets, focused on taking down, quote, hard targets. This plan notably comes months after the Pentagon included a request for funds in its most recent budget request to build the secretive Joint Special Operations Command, a specialized training facility where its operators could practice attacking complex, hardened facility targets. Tell me something isn't about to go down. Complex, hardened facility targets. And people think that this is all still a joke. They're building millions of dollars into these practice places. They very well also could be setting up mini city streets. If you've ever seen how they train these special forces, they try to be as realistic as possible. They were testing in the streets, but then the internet would freak out. Every single time in just over the last 5 years, they did all these crazy... Oh, and Dex, remember I covered about a year ago They quintupled, not doubled, not tripled, not quadrupled. They quintupled special force training all across the country. Even in my backyard, in Seattle, they were taking these national parks and recreation and basically renting it out for special forces at night. Quintupled. What are they getting ready for? Seems to me, so say if a bunch of stuff is destroyed, people would make power moves. I think right then would be the opportunity. Or if we have some sort of EMP event, all black, all dark, why did they use eminent domain? Why did the government use eminent domain to grab night vision tubes used to make night vision goggles? And why did they do this massive order? It seems to me like there's been something in the making for quite a long time, but they've actually known for a fact that it's coming to a peak, and they're just waiting for it. DHS buying 1.6 billion rounds. Just to put that in perspective, that's the Department of Homeland Security. That's not the military. Buying as many rounds, actually more, than what they expelled in the entire 20 years in Afghanistan and all of the Middle East. In all of the I countries, everything. Why did they need that? Why were they buying bulletproof glass and basically pre-made checkpoints? This is all a couple years ago. Anybody that follows this kind of stuff already knows. Kathleen Sims, we have to keep this family going. Thank you, Marf, for your love. Love you, light. God light shining. Well, thank you, Kathleen Sims. It's always nice to see you here. And then Susan Donahue, buckle up. Shift's getting real. We can do this. Hashtag Team Humanity. Again, Susan, you know my feelings. Thank you so much. By the way, I know, Susan, you've got connections. We got to have everybody that has any kind of connections to really keep their ears to the ground and seriously just get all of the information we can. Sir Budrick says, because it's going to be a dark winter. CJ, thank you for subscribing. Andrew Hodgins, I apologize. Thank you for subscribing. Fisherman Nomi, thank you for subscribing. Taro, thank you for subscribing. Evie, Thy Kingdom Come, and Schmizzle Barton. Thank you guys, all new subscribers there. I don't know why, but thank you. All right. Quintupled the training. We've got all this stuff going on at the same time. You guys already know this. You guys are some of the smartest people in the world in this small room. You know, we just have a tiny 0.1% of the internet's space, and you guys make the best out of it. So I really do appreciate all of you guys being here. As far as these hard target defeat companies are set to supplant existing Army Special Forces units organized as standing crisis response forces. Okay. Dex, did you see how they put this? Do you see how they put this? Okay, I'll just read this part one more time. So just making all these special forces, right? It says, let me put this full screen. These hard target defeat companies are set to supplant existing Army Special Forces units organized as standing crisis response forces. So in response to a crisis, also known as commanders in extremis forces. These Green Beret elements were designed to provide options to rescue people under threat, to recover sensitive materials such as weapons of MD components, to provide humanitarian relief, or to address other short notice requirements. That's from a Special Operations Command white paper in 2017. And now they're doing it. They're getting these guys together. They're training The crazy, crazy people.
So how do you think this differs from what we hear about with, say, I don't know, SEAL team, things like that?
I think who knows? This could be a separate part of the government making these guys. This could be different separate groups with all different orders. What is different? Well, yeah, I mean, I understand SEAL team's others?
Not Army, but yeah, no, this is totally. This is big, right? It really is, especially when we think about what we're building or designing and training specific teams for, and what they're programmed here to do, right?
They're there for something special. What do you guys think it is?
And didn't we just hear the new defense person moved up all of special ops commands directly to him?
Can you pull that up, Dex? Can we actually show that in comparison with this?
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah.
Okay. By the way, Believer 10/19/16, I didn't see it, but I do show it now. Thank you so much for the Ninja Genie over on DLive. And yes, we end up seeing that by the end. Gone Girl 777, thank you so much. You are so far number 3 today, so thank you. Thank you for being on that board at all, ever. You've already done so much. Mersa1, thank you for gifting subs out to the channel. Of course, the Marfia badge over on DLive. Who's Nacho Daddy, thank you for being also on that leaderboard. And then the truth is out there. You've been on the leaderboard multiple times this week. So thank you, and thank you. Believer 10/19/16, thank you as well. Again, can't say thank you enough. You guys that are supporting, just know we are building a system that is going to be absolutely amazing, and it can't be taken away. So thank you for supporting that, and thank you for helping us grow. Again, we should have been much further along if it wasn't for all this BS. And then Norman 303. I have not seen your name on there before, so thank you so much, and thank you. Just thank you. Okay, let me pull this up. So these hardened groups, right? Training specialized Green Berets to crack hard targets, short notice, supplant regular special forces. This is a whole other thing for crisis response, but nothing's going to happen, right? Okay, and then I've got Dex found an article. I'm going to pull it up right now. This is the magic of the internet. He's in Georgia. I'm in Seattle, and he can do all this stuff in the background.
Yeah, and specifically, this is right after, I think it was Esper was let go or fired, right? And then this was the new person put in place. And then this was the announcement he made immediately after.
Acting Defense Secretary orders top special ops civilians to report directly to him. It says Acting Defense Secretary Christopher Miller on Wednesday ordered that the Pentagon's top civilian overseeing the military special operations community to report directly to him, effectively elevating U.S. Special Operations Command to the same level of the Pentagon's military departments. It says the change makes the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Special Operations and Low-Intensity Conflict a service secretary, like the position responsible for the oversight and advocacy for the military special operations forces, said Miller, who is expected to serve in the Defense Department's top job only about 2 months. It says Miller announced the move during a visit to the Army's Special Operations home in Fort Bragg, North Carolina, his first official visit as Defense Secretary since he took the job November 9th, as former Defense Secretary Mark Esper was fired by the president. Says this reform will immediately improve agility to the department and the command and will enable us to streamline the information flow, enhance decision-making, and more adaptively and adeptly support our commanders and their superb soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines. So it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand something's up here. They're using these guys. They're doing operations. These are the kind of guys that would go around and take a country or take out the president of some other place. Pretty crazy. Lots of crazy stuff going on. But of course, most of it's going to be missed. China vows to beef up weather modification abilities or capabilities. It says that China wants to boost its ability to modify the weather and will extend an artificial rain and snow program to cover at least 5.5 million square kilometers of land by 2025. Isn't that funny? Nothing past 2025, ever. I just don't get it. I point it out every night. All these stories, they always say by 2023, 2024, 2025. Never past 2025. The year that, of course, Deagle predicts that we're going to lose 2/3 of our population. Oh, shoot. My rule was beaten. It says the state council set into policy guidelines that it would ensure that its weather modification capabilities would reach, quote, an advanced level by 2035. So they broke my rule. And it says it would focus on revitalizing rural regions. This is another thing, rural. I don't like seeing that word at all. Restoring ecosystems and minimizing losses from natural disasters. Says China has frequently made use of cloud seeding technologies to relieve droughts or clear the air ahead of major international events. How do people not understand that this stuff is real? It's not only real, they're not going to like push in your face and go, oh, today's schedule is, we're going to fly over you 14 times to make it rain because China makes it rain. And my Stream Deck's broken, so I can't immediately change the screen. Incredible. If you want to support us in a different way and protect yourself, I'd highly recommend NordVPN. This is something that everyone should have. There are more cyber attackers right now than ever before. Everyone is at home. Everyone is doing work from home. Again, this is something that can put you somewhere else as far as your IP address. It's a virtual private network. It is very easy to use. Once you get it, you download it, you just turn it on. It even has an auto mode where you just click on and click off, especially if you're not good with computers. NordVPN is one of the best. Special savings code Marfoogle not only helps the show, but it gets you a special 70% off on a 3-year plan. Really amazing discount with any creator that you go through. They have an awesome, awesome affiliate program. So thank you guys for helping support us. And again, thank you for getting those in advance. All right, and then let's see here. We're going to take our next caller. The number is 224400-MARF, a.k.a. 2244006273. All right, let's see here. Lady Blue is a first-time caller, seen falling stars multiple times. From Washington, from my state.
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hello.
Lady Blue, what is going on?
I'm doing all right. Well, Marf, I just have a real quick thing for you. I wanted to give you kind of a location of a small shooting star, but it was a little bigger than a shooting star, but not big like we've been seeing on your videos. I'm out by Centralia, Washington, 2 nights ago, and then a week ago. I told Dex I only went outside for 5 minutes. So okay. I told my friend, okay, how many am I not seeing?
Okay, so thank you. So anybody that watches the show for a regular period of time, including maybe yourself, this is exactly what I said probably about 6 months ago. I saw 2 come into the atmosphere, and I said, if I've seen 2 in 1 week, how many am I not seeing?
Yeah, exactly. And so I've been standing out there now. I'm like out there all the time, but I also told Dex I got a video, one of those circles that changes color, and that was between 2 tree branches, so I could see it moving. And I got about 2 minutes of that. So I'm going to send that to your new show your video thing.
Oh, perfect. And
probably tomorrow.
and so you have already uploaded it to YouTube, right?
No, I haven't. I've never. This is so embarrassing, but I didn't really realize I had a channel. Like, all I've done is save videos and chat, and I went in and I went, oh my God, I got a channel. I can do a video anytime I want, and I just realized that it was like, it's all like synchronicity. I think I'm supposed to be doing stuff.
So, by the way, any of you,
I didn't know.
Any of you watching right now, if you're in chat and you are participating on YouTube, you own a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
In fact, you can push plus and add a video.
Yeah. Oh, and one more quick thing is the lady who was talking about growing up in Oregon. I grew up down by Pendleton, Oregon, born in Walla Walla. And we used to go out as kids, nothing to do. This is in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s. We'd go drive around in the wheat fields at night, take our beer out there. And one night we were driving through the wheat field, and this isn't too far from Hanford. We always saw lights in the sky too. And this little light followed our car through the wheat field, and it scared us. And we got the heck out of there. But it followed for like miles, because you know how far those roads are out there. And it was weird. But that was the only thing I ever remembered. But I remembered it because it was not normal. It was one little light. It was not a vehicle. It was crazy.
Well,
yeah.
By the way, there's a lot of sightings by Hanford, by the nuclear facility.
Yeah.
And I almost think if there was beings from other planets visiting, that they would visit and say, oh, they have nuclear power. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. They actually have seen these things mapping these facilities in a grid pattern. They have seen that. My brother told me that. He was in the military. He was in the Air Force. When we played Battleship, he told me. He told me that.
Well,
yeah.
you know what really freaks me out is for the West Coast is, I don't know how long you've been watching, but there was somebody who called in and said that they are in a position of mapping out the cemeteries, and basically they were told they've got a quick deadline. And here's what their job is they're supposed to map out who is buried where, and then in case of a natural disaster, they have to basically say, this person's here. If there was a natural disaster,
your dad, find your grandpa.
Exactly. And they said, the guy said that he had a deadline, and that all of a sudden they were trying to rush it, and they're trying to do the whole West Coast specifically.
I know. Well, I try to stay positive. I am living west of I-5, right where it's supposed to fall. And I'm prepped as can be as far as for myself. I have a small supply of things that I need. And I have cameras around, and I just try to be safe. But, I did give Dex the Emergency Management Associates channel, and I've been watching it, and everyone has their own opinion, but you get a lot of information from that channel, and there's a lot of stuff going on underneath us right here in Washington. And I'm just moved here, and I'm just like, it's, I know.
We have a ton of faults. We have faults. We have all sorts of different things. If you're living in Washington right now, it's not a good time. A lot of people are moving, especially anybody who actually knows. I know. And you started with all this. And I have been watching since you were doing videos in your station wagon, or I don't remember what it was. Yeah, I've been watching for a long time. Yeah, it was my car at lunch, or on break, or during work.
Yeah, and you were talking about it then, and also it was an awesome thing you did going out to Ocean Shores not too long ago. I'm thinking about talking to my local fire department out here and just walking in and saying, what are you doing about,
videotape it, and we'll put it.
I'm supposed to be doing.
We'll put it on the show. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my, that's cool.
That's a mission.
That would be cool. Well, I know you. Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
By the way,
I know you probably got other callers, Marv, but this,
I think Dex just put a link in here. So hold on. Let me pull this up. I don't know if he already figured it out or what.
I think it's just Ron Tyler's channel.
Oh, okay.
And tonight he had a great show. Yeah. He mentioned you. You know, anyway, it's just, he's trying to really follow Cascadia and basically what Mount Rainier and everything's going on. And I'm not far from there either. So I watch all this stuff every day.
Well, thank you so much, Lady Blue, for calling. And it's your first time call. Don't make it your last, okay?
It is.
All right.
It won't be. Thank you, Marv. You to keep going, Team Humanity.
All right.
Marv.
God bless. Meet us in Washington. Okay. Let's see here. We've got Emergency Management Associates Tyler. Congratulations. Congratulations on passing 10,000. It's a big. To think about it, I don't get why most people don't understand. Think about 10,000 people in a room. I knew somebody who had 10,000 and they're like, I'm so small. That's huge. If you have 1,000 people, think about that. I've spoken in front of 300 people, and that was Benaroya Hall. That was a lot of people. Think about 3 times that. That's a lot of people. And then think about 10, 12,000 people. That's incredible. So congratulations. Amazing job. So, all right, let's see here. The truth is out there. Thank you again. You are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting tonight. Believer 10, 19, 16. Thank you again. All right, let's move on here. We've got confirmed Navy's previously unreported 2019 triangle UFO incident. Pentagon declassifies Navy UFO videos. It says, on Wednesday, the debrief's Tim McMillan gave us the most detailed yet at the Pentagon's ongoing research of unidentified flying objects, or UFOs, or what the government refers to as unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAPs. It says, publicly announced earlier this year that the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force is run out of the Office of Naval Intelligence. It says its mission is to detect, analyze, and catalog UFOs. I can confirm the accuracy of McMillan's story, the previously unreported Navy UFO encounter in late 2019, and his description of the task force intelligence reports from 2018 and 2020, and that the government has been unable to positively identify the UFOs recorded on video by naval aviators in 2004 and 2015. Those videos were first published in 2017 New York Times article and officially released by the Navy this year. But it says that McMillan, but that's just the start. McMillan correctly notes that the 2018 task force report expressly stated that for the potential for the UAP to be alien or non-human technology was of legitimate consideration. That report included photos taken by naval aviators on their personal cell phone cameras, which appear to show a cube-like UFO of the kind aviators described in 2015 video recorded incident. So, check this out, and then down here it says, this is the big news, or should be, for a reason. First, it confirms ongoing presence of UFOs proximate to the Navy's nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. We were just talking about this on that call. This is pretty crazy, too. Like I said, aliens coming down and checking out our nuke capabilities. It says that these UFOs are apparently powered by unconventional, non-jet-based flight propulsion systems, exhibiting no exhaust trails, and are capable of rapidly navigating water, air, and space. No nation or corporation has been shown to possess, let alone manifest, such advanced engineering. As an extension, the reports reinforce the classified assessment that there is an unknown connection between naval and nuclear reactors and proximate UFO activity. Weird. What if they feed off of the radiation or something? It says, third, the previously unreported triangle UFO incident adds a third design to the portfolio of tic-tac and cube form UFOs seen by naval aviators in 2004 and 2015. Now, remember, just last year, they told the Navy that you need to report anything and everything that goes through. So they said that if you see a UFO 5 years ago, they would have said, you're crazy. Don't tell somebody that. You'll lose your position. But now they've told all Navy personnel that if you see something, say something immediately. Why? What if we thought one thing was one thing and then thought it was another, and then it ends up being a third thing? That's why I am so confused about everything that is happening right now. The one thing I'm for sure of is that there is just absolute mountains of information being hidden from the public. We are civilians, and why they call us sheep is because we're just kind of in our little corrals, and even sometimes it's an imaginary corral that we don't know we're in. Right now, we're definitely in a corral. Well, they know all the information. Really, to be free, I think, is above where we're at, and that's where you have all of the information. Those people are free. Those people are free because they have all of the information. We think we're free, but that's the illusion. Marvin Boggs, stay smart, stay frosty. Keep promoting new, good uploaders. I love it. Marvin Boggs, you're right. And again, we want to get you guys, more of you guys, to actually get creating. Because out of every about 100 of you, pops out one just really special channel. It's pretty amazing. We've helped over 1,000 channels reach to 1,000 or more. Fisherman Nomi, thank you for subscribing again. Andrew Hodgins, again, thank you for being part of the fam. William Knight, thank you for being a part of the family here. Really appreciate that. And let's see here. What do you guys think about this? I mean, is it just another kind of confirmation for you? Do you already think that this is going on? Why the nuclear connection? That's kind of weird considering what's going on. And then if you don't want to be tracked and traced, I would highly recommend getting into an E-Deck bag. Again, E-Deck bags are basically one of the best products out there to shield your phone from all incoming and outgoing RF signals. So once you put your phone or your device in there, it's off-grid. Nobody can access it. Nobody can hack into it. Nobody can go right next to it with a machine and get into it. Again, if you want to protect your identity and everything else, then I'd highly recommend doing this. If you want to protect your privacy, this is a big deal. If all of us were doing this, we'd be off-grid. Marfooglenews.com/eDeck. Imagine that if every person in the country or in the world started putting their stuff in this all the time. This is what's really freaky. What if every single civilian put their phones in one of these just for like a day thing, just one day? I wonder what the government would do. Like all of a sudden just everybody goes offline. Because they're tracking every single phone. Just saying. Backwoods Ingenuity. YouTube reported a problem with the like button. Press yours to make sure it still works. Live free, travel light, work hard. Much love to the Fugel fam. Yeah, I did hear that many people said that the like button was broken, and it's only broken for certain people they don't like. So you can find out if YouTube likes you or not by pressing the like button. That's a good one, Backwoods. All right, let's see here. Gone Girl, just absolute awesome amount of support tonight. Thank you, as always. Let's see here. Celebrity chef David Chang won $1 million. He's giving it all to restaurant workers. Now, this beat out the other story that I looked at today, which was there was a waitress that got a $2,000 tip from somebody who actually says, cancel my bill, I'm leaving. Probably thought he was mad. She repeatedly said sorry to him and sorry for the slow service. Well, the guy wrote a $2,000 tip on his receipt. And because they had a rule that said we can't process more than $500 as on a tip, they didn't give her anything. So she got a $2,000 tip. She's got kids. She's working her butt off. This person was like a saint. Maybe he had a crush on her. Maybe he thought he was cute or something and just got paid, whatever. He left a $2,000 tip. She couldn't even get it. He ends up calling later that day and saying, hey, it hasn't come out. Why hasn't it come out yet? And they said, oh, we can't process it. And then ended up, she didn't get it right. Well, she made a stink. It ended up making nationwide news. And of course, everybody's like, why would this restaurant do that? And right away, a story came out within 25 minutes saying the owner not only gave her the $2,000 tip, wrote a check for it, gave her the $2,000 tip, but also for the $69, what the tab was for. It was a $69 tab with the $2,000 tip. Why would he do that? Oh, that's right, because his restaurant was getting hate from literally everybody. Basically, they didn't give her a cent after they rang in, and they rang in 2,000. Eventually, we found that out. But she got the $2,000, so that's the good part. Imagine that. But this is Momofuku, which you guys have probably seen on some of the channels. Restaurant brand is a force to be reckoned with in the culinary world, but he's also pretty savvy on a lot of other fronts as well. Basically, he played Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with this guy who I just cannot deal with. And it says Momofuku means lucky peach, and luck was certainly with Chang when he sank his teeth into the top prize of last week's episode of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Winning $1 million may be as exciting as life gets, and Chang was certainly amazed to have beaten the odds. But even more thrilling was the prospect of just how that money would be spent. It's crazy, though, even if you are rich and you have not too many people are even that rich. It's crazy that he's that rich that he can just give that away. But apparently he is going to be giving it all to restaurant workers, which is absolutely amazing. He's going to be giving it to Southern Smoke as his charity. It says now more than ever, with indoor dining shut down in many parts of the country and temperatures dropping to prohibit outdoor dining, food and beverage industry employees are desperate. So that is pretty crazy. And apparently that's pretty crazy. And he's one of the only celebrities to actually get the $1 million. So that comes to the news, to the draw. We've got callers now. Let's see here. We've got Joseph Newhouse. Lady Green Eyes.
You got confused. We got back-to-back ladies, right?
We had Lady Blue and Lady Green Eyes. All right, Lady Green Eyes. Yeah, you can pop in, and it says we have a verse here, it looks like. Lady Green Eyes, what's going on?
Hello.
Hi, Lady Green Eyes.
Hi.
Make sure to turn me off in the background.
Am I off now?
No, it's probably a delay. Lady Green Eyes, you're live.
Okay, thank you. I was just waiting. I'm just calling in to say hello to you again. I called last April and talking to you about how when I first started listening to you years ago, prepping Adam, and how I was thanking you and how I told you that you have done so much for so many people. And I've noticed, and I don't know if all the others have noticed, my Foo family here that I love so much, all of you, Mods and Dex, have you all noticed that it's kind of going back to, I know I'm not allowed to say this one word, but the conflict that we had in the 40s? It sort of seems like that with some of the not being able to go to certain places and being knocked down and such. Well, and even with the testing and the fears of the V, don't worry so much, people. You know what? I was all in a dither today because I'm thinking and I'm seeing everything going on around the world, and it just seems chaotic. People are getting scared. And I was too, and I still do. And then I got to remember who I put my trust in. So the thing that spoke to me today that I was getting, oh no, what am I going to do? How am I going to handle this? Lord, help me. And then I got a Bible verse after I was talking prayer to the Lord in Isaiah 8:11-14. And I never knew the word in the New King James Version says the word conspiracy. So I just wanted to put that, Dex put it up for you. So people in chat that I love, again, dearly, and that need some hope and strength, including you, Adam, just to read that. And after you read that, I just wanted to say a little something else for y'all.
Well, it says, for the Lord spoke thus to me with a strong hand and instructed me that I should not walk in the way of this people, saying, do not say a conspiracy concerning that this people call a conspiracy, nor be afraid of their threats, nor be troubled. The Lord of hosts, him you shall hallow. Let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. He will be as a sanctuary, but a stone stumbling on a rock of offense. And it says, to both houses of Israel as a trap and a snare to inhabitants of Jerusalem. So that's you know what's really weird and crazy to me is that for no matter what you're talking about, a book that is thousands of years old has everything that you could ever. I mean, it's just such an. How do you even have a book with that many pages have every situation that has ever happened covered morally? It's just it's mind-boggling.
Absolutely. And that's what I wanted to share with you all, because we all can get so caught up in everything you have been talking about, Adam, and everything your callers and beautiful people have been talking about.
Well, again, Lady Green Eyes, you are an amazing soul, and I'm just absolutely honored to have you with us and in this Foogle family. And I've seen you here for now 3 years or 2 years. I really appreciate you being here.
And the last time, like I said, I called you, Adam. Actually, I was the one crying through the whole thing when I called you last time. Again, because, Adam, I told you then, and I know you have a lot going on in your life, and we all do, and I don't want you to give up. Don't you dare give up. You, like I said before, were chosen to tell people and to show people the truth, Adam. And I told you way back then that God is using you. God is using you, Adam. And he's using the callers and everybody that's coming in and seeing the truth. And I just want you to know you're very important. You matter. Everybody in here matters. No matter what your view or religion or thoughts, we love you. And I just want you to know God loves you so much. And he's going to take care of his children. Yes, we're going to go through hard times, but he's going to take care of us as well. And I want you to know, Adam, again, that you are precious, and I love you. And you are the one that helped me to start prepping long ago. And I'm praying for your family because there's so many people in here with children, and I know you're all worried so hard. I just wish I could hug each one of you, and I would if I could. But there's hope, and you're our inspiration, Adam, no, and the people in the chat and Dex and our mods. And don't you dare think anything else about this world system and what's going on and the evil around us. We're going to be okay in Christ. We're going to be okay in Christ. And I just wanted, again, you to know that you're so important. All of you are very, very important, and I'm so thankful. We're all thankful for you, Adam. And Shirley, you know who's looking over you and your children, and not to be worried about your babies and your wife and your family. It's going to be okay. God's watching us. He's watching you, sweetheart. Okay? I love you guys. Now, I don't want to take too much time. But again, I just want to say I love you. And I'll let somebody else come on the phone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Lady Green Eyes. God bless you.
God bless you too, sweetheart.
I can't switch screens because of the dang Stream Deck. All right. The next caller is now Joseph Newhouse. League of Legends, Symbolism, Jana, Lux, Ash, Blood Over Intent. So we've got a video to go with it. Dex, if you want to bring in Joseph Newhouse.
And Joseph,
Yo,
you should be live.
Adam, how you feeling?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, thanks, Dex. Pretty all right. Hey, good to see you streaming like every day, man. It's inspirational. It's inspirational, man. So yeah, I got this video for you. I guess Dex sent you the link. So I made this video. I did one other video similar to this because you mentioned, you said I might look into that symbolism of the Chinese goddess of the moon. So I did one video about that. And then with this League of Legends, so this is, for people who don't know, it's like a game and they also do music. And so I look at 4 different characters. So starting at like 27 seconds, that's Jana. And so I talk about relating to the Holy Grail and the Aurora Borealis with symbolism in her in this picture. And then at I guess it's like 48 seconds, there's Lux. And so she has this stained glass and symbolism relating to the Wheel of the Year. And, you know, I've been talking about, you know, like Jacob Israel talks about Christ in you, you know, is the hope of glory, like it says. And so talking about how this relates to the central Holy Grail with the Aurora Borealis, like they call it in the Northern Lights. So that's relating to the next picture at about 1:44, a minute 44, is Ashy. And so this is another champion in the game. And so she relates to, again, the north, like the Northern Lights, you know, like like every compass points to, you know, the Holy Grail, where the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, projects up to the stars, like. And then so the last picture is, it's at about 2 minutes, and that's the Dawnbringer. And so this relates to, you know, people were talking about, you know, whether this is that or, you know, this. And so this, she relates to like the Earth's magnetic field, the Earth's torus field. And so it's like the yin and yang. And so she's called the Dawnbringer. And so this all relates to, you know, the Holy Grail and, you know, like the scriptures, Christ in you. And yeah, I make an atonement at the end of the video, and that's Leviticus 1711 is the atonement, and
So what are
you know,
you-
it's just
I
for the
guess,
benefit of all.
so what is the, so I, at first I was like, wait a second. So did you use your blood to highlight things? I guess maybe
Well,
I'm not
yeah,
familiar with the kind of atonement. You said blood intent.
Yeah, so the scripture, right. So the intent is to bring forth heaven on earth for the benefit of all and release us all from bondage, get all eternal life, passage into the Garden of Eden. You know, like both Jacob Israel and myself, I kind of made mine after seeing Jacob Israel's video about the Garden of Eden. You know, like the kingdom of God is within you. And so the blood is, you know, it's in the Old Testament, it says, Leviticus 17:11, I have given you blood. I think it says, I've given you blood upon the altar to make atonement for the soul, for it is blood that make atonement for the soul. And then later, it kind of explains that, you know, animal sacrifice is insufficient. So, yeah, I just thought, I know, you know, probably like 2/5 of my subscribers are here watching the chat right now, but
was there any
I thought this was
pattern
pretty
of
cool, and
why you did it? Why was there any pattern of what you were highlighting? Or I guess I'm not familiar with. Never heard of that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I kind of chose, you know, it was kind of quick thinking, but I highlighted heaven on earth, and I highlighted us all, and I highlighted the Garden of Eden, because you know, it's kind of hard to explain in a quick call like this.
No, like praying to manifest
the kingdom
those
of God
things.
is within you.
Oh,
you know?
I get it. Okay.
Yeah, and so I did it front and back, and yeah. So I was just gonna say, like, I did like a bunch of dance videos from the Prepix Dance Studio, but that most recent one, I think I'm getting better. I seem to be getting better, and so I don't know. It's the Talkie Buzzkillers remix dance from that's Barry choreography. So Barry is a choreographer at Prepix Dance Studio, and so yeah, I did a few videos there. That one, you see, I got my shirt off. But hey, man, it's always good talking to you, and you know, I appreciate what you do. You know, I hear what you're saying. You know, when you're saying it, I know what you're saying.
Well, I know that you are here. You are here every show, and you support us, and then you end up making videos and you support Jacob. Anybody that I've ever shouted out, I know you're there supporting them. So you're not just a loyal supporter of mine. You're out there supporting everybody else that I've ever worked with. So Joseph, you will always have a place right next to me here. So thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, man. But that Minecraft stuff's a different channel, just so you know. Like I
know,
that.
I shouldn't
you search
have.
my name, it comes up. Yeah,
I know it popped on.
I know
afterwards.
you like Minecraft.
It's probably my daughter. She watches those Minecraft videos. And by the way, if you've ever had your kid watch Minecraft videos, it goes in, and then there's these like kids. There's this one redheaded guy that's like 25, and he spends the whole time. This is why they had the adpocalypse a couple years ago, is because like guys like him will be like doing Minecraft, and it's guided towards kids. They'll sell products to kids. They'll show a product, and they'll be like, buy my shirt, ask your mom to buy my shirt. And then they'll be like swearing and talking weird and doing evil voices. And I was like, I've heard it go from kids shows right into this kid's video. And I'm like, turn that off. Like, don't stop watching that. Like, I now manually, if you want your kids to watch good stuff, you have to sit there, put the video on. When it's over, change it to something else. Again, you know, some people don't want their kids to watch any of it, but if you pick, there's unlimited amounts of content out there, good content. Like I used to watch the Bible stories, you know, certain videos. I forget what the brand was, but it was like a TV studio that made the same cartoons. But I found those on YouTube, and you can like go back and watch what you watched when you were a kid. There's even cartoons. There was one that was like Scooby-Doo that I found here. There's all sorts of stuff. But I'm telling you, that algorithm, it moves your kid into some crazy stuff. So I turn off autoplay, none of that, because it ends up going into some weird stuff. I mean, shoot, she might end up on one of your videos, yeah. Joseph. Just kidding.
No, I never use autoplay.
Yeah, it's a weird, it gets you down some rabbit holes if you're trying to do it, but if your kids are on it, then it's not a good story. Well, Joseph, thank you so much for calling in tonight, and of course, we'll be sending some folks over. I hope you get to 3,000. You're at 2.9, so let's get Joseph Newhouse over that hump. Let's get him over 3,000. We can do it. We're the Marfoogle fam. There's no other audience like you guys. You guys all do it. All right, have a good night, Joseph. All right, and then there's no other Foogle fam like you guys. And when we do a love mob, you guys all, you all go in numbers, and that is really special. By the way, I wonder, here's how cool it is. We can check on last night's show. We can go to marfooglenews.com. Watch this. This is super cool. If the internet works. Okay, so check this out. So tonight's show is the last flash you will ever see, but we can go to the Elders Have Spoken. And we showed some channels last night. Last night's show is really amazing. If you haven't seen it yet, please go watch the replay. Look at this. We talked about the zombie virus that the Cat Dog Cat Society actually says that could happen. Inuit elders say that Earth has shifted, that the skies are different, and this is two different separate places in the country that basically have these Inuit elders who are amazing at telling the weather. Historically, their ancestors were good at it. They say that the Earth has shifted and something's wrong. It's scary stuff. But down here at the bottom, the callers. So look at Emperor Rex was at 35 subscribers. Let's go check on him. This is how we help random people. And look at this. He's almost at 1,000 in one night. But this also does create something else. He did not care for the subscribers. He was at 35 subscribers with no views on any of his videos. In fact, the Foogle fam went and watched all of his videos. Because if you look, all of his videos had no views. So if God wanted people to see these, then this is what happened. So not every channel people go to, but when people feel a connection, I see the Marfoogle fam go in droves over. So he almost has the ability to monetize a channel in one day from 35 subscribers to 1,000 almost. So we've done that for over 1,000 channels. Is that crazy? 3 years of almost every night sending people over to somewhere else. That's why I don't get people that they can criticize. Oh, you don't talk about this. But we've helped thousands. Not to mention, it doesn't help us. It does not. And I don't even care to go. I don't want to hurt what people do when they do it. But it doesn't help us as a channel. Because it doesn't help our statistics. It doesn't help our analytics for people to leave. But we continue to do it. Even though 1 out of every 20 of these channels ends up putting up a hate video, Marf sucks, blah, blah, blah. And what really ends up happening is these channels get shouted out, and then we don't just keep shouting them out. They get an initial boost, and then they don't get anything, and then they get jealous. It's happened 1,000 times over, and I don't see how people that are watching don't see that. It's like, who's the only person that helped you on YouTube? And you're going to make a hate video about them. They do it it's every time, but we continue to do it. You know why? Because we keep seeing 1 out of 100 turn into an amazing channel. Like the NPC show, he's going to hit 100,000. Alaska Prepper was at 6,000 or something like that. He's almost at 100,000. He's at 80,000. Magic Prepper, he's closing in on 50,000 or something. I mean, these people got all their stuff on their own after we gave them an initial boost. So thank you guys for the people that help us. We turn around and try to help as many others as possible. On DLive, it's very public. We have passed financial gains out to the community. We are trying to help as many creators as possible. So thank you guys for the people that support us. Know that we do pass on your donations. That's why the other people that gives us crap, oh, you make this much and this much. Publicly, you can see differently and otherwise. It's all public. On the one thing that people don't realize is that I'm going and giving that back. I do keep enough that me and Dex can live. But if you look at what's publicly been given out on DLive, people would go, what? Because we want to give it mostly back. So thank you for those of you that have supported. And thank you for those who have stuck around with me this long, like Lady Green Eyes. So again, on the website, that's super cool. Check on Emperor Rex. Paula Jonestone had 1 or 2 subscribers, or 5 maybe, I think. Oh, wow. He's even up a little bit higher. I don't know why it went to that. So, look, let's see here. And then Paula. Weird. It goes up to his. Maybe we made a mistake. Yeah, 50 more people just joined. All right. Well, thank you guys. Again, check out Paula as well. All the links are on the website. Joseph and everybody else will be on there. Joseph is another channel we help, almost 3,000. Hearts Decide. I can't even. Don John. There's so many. You guys know. Thank you. Faith and Truth, thank you so much. Who's Nacho Daddy? Thank you for the Ninja Genie. That really means a lot. I appreciate that. Gem, thank you so much. V for V Scene says Cloud Pharrell. Says global demo last Sunday. Huge. That you guys are going to see a lot of crazy stuff in the next 3 months. Lady Green Eyes, thank you for the lemon. And then Snowboard, thank you as well. Mama of 6, Jen, Wisconsin. Gone Girl 777. Thank you. Amen at Lady Green Eyes. Put your trust in Jesus. Let's see. She's speaking inspired truth. Listen to her, Adam. I felt it. The recalcitrant. Hey, Marf, the moon rises differently on different nights here at the Jupiter Inlet. Was huge tonight. I know. There's so many weird things. And then the recalcitrant again with another Ninja Genie. Says, happy frickin' Friday. Thank you, and thank you. In it to win it, LOL. I guess you're having a lemon battle there. Thank you. And then Moody Mama 1122. Thank you, and thank you. All right, you guys. Dex, it is officially time for the shoutro. Thank you, my internet brother.
Great show, brother. And I fixed Paula's link or whatever that channel was. Yeah, Paula.
I think I was right, huh? It was both the same.
Yeah, somehow it got overlapped, but I fixed it. Her video was there, so you could still get to her video and go to her channel. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. You and Dex are the best. Hope you got my package. If it went to the PO box, then I do. So I just don't go to the PO. It's in a different city, so I actually have my sister hand drive it up. Oh my gosh! I've got something. I am super proud to say I'm going to show you guys this. This is a piece of art by JStone78. And it looks backwards because it's the camera flipped. but it is an actual painting from my Instagram photo, which is a real figure that Jem sent. Jem is in chat right now. Jem got both Dex and I custom minifigures, and I took a really cool picture of it with its stand. It came with its own like 4-stud stand. And then J-Stone painted this. This is actually from a photo taken of the painting, which she luckily did. Something really absolutely horrendous happened, and I lost a few things. So what happened is my 5-year-old is in kindergarten, and she has a ton of paperwork that we have to print out and throw away every week, and we had a box. Well, my wife ended up putting a lot of the mail and letters. Michael Pickett wrote me letters almost every day. There was certain people that I read. I actually keep all of your stuff, but there was one batch of mail. So there was one batch of mail and packages that I got, and then previous letters that I had. So I didn't, not necessarily like, I still have Jacob Israel, all the stuff that may have been sent, all the art I immediately put up. And I normally put up the art. So this was actually supposed to be 11 by 16, I think. And I was going to put it up, and I wanted to open the package on air. Well, she was worried because it was just in like a soft envelope that it might have got damaged. So I had my wife open it, but not, take it out. Just look at it, make sure it's not damaged, so then I wouldn't open a broken thing on air. Well, then it ended up sitting the night we were supposed to do it. I went and checked, and I go, where is it? My wife says it's in the box with all the other mail. And what I saw that morning or the night before was a box of recycling. So what ended up happening is I told my sister to take it out to recycling. And I ended up, I think I might even, I don't know if I took it out myself, but what happened is I took out all of the stack of Michael Pickett letters. Michael Pickett would write thoughts out, and he would write out things that he would catch. I read every letter of your guys's, and I threw it out, and I felt like crap. It's not everything, but it was a lot of stuff that really meant a lot, including J-Stone's original painting. And we actually called her and said, hey, we're going to open it on air tonight. And then that's when I found out. And that's why we ended up, that show ended up being delayed because I was freaking out, couldn't find it. But yeah, so there was a couple things in there. I still have most of everything else, but the last batch of mail, I did not, it all kind of went to waste. So I do apologize if you sent me something or a letter and I didn't get it. I really do keep every single thing that people send me. I keep all of the art. I keep all of it, and I put it up in the studio, and I cannot tell you how bad I felt. But luckily she had a picture of it, and I'm going to put it up before it gets hurt or lost. But this means a lot to me. And this is from somebody who's helped my channel for 3 years, not paid. So I really appreciate you guys, and I thank you, and I really do care about each and every one of you, and I thank you all for sticking with me through hard crap, through people talking trash and attacking my family. You guys have been there the whole time. So luckily, the people that don't care wouldn't be here 2 hours into the show to see this. So thank you. Much love. Ilea, thank you. You are the best too. And even though we don't always, everybody doesn't see eye to eye, we all have common ground, and we all love each other. So have a good night. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out.